Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host, Mohammed Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co-author of New Success Secrets available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, Leon Labrecque. Leon is a Chief Growth Officer at Sequoia Financial Group. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Leon. Leon, welcome.
Good to be here. Nice to see you.
Let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who were you surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
I grew up as a blue collar kid in the north suburbs of Detroit. Actually, was born in Detroit, Michigan. My mom was a barmaid. My dad was a factory worker and a machine repairman. So I worked hard, struggled, went through school, worked as hard as I could at school, did a little bit of sports and music, and then decided I wanted to change people's lives. So I became an attorney, a CPA, a CFP, and a CFA. Became a college professor, but more importantly, Siddique, I became an entrepreneur and built a business that created wealth management for people and helped ordinary people learn more about money and do things with money. So I was inspired by my mom, who just basically worked very, very hard, came from a big immigrant family. She was half Lebanese, half Syrian. And so just that really hard work ethic that gave me that inspiration.
What are the top 3 mistakes to avoid?
You got to always hire slow, fire fast. That's one of the first and most important things. The other one is don't give up too soon. I mean, I've been right many, many times, but I've been right early and I gave up too quick. And that's a really bad one to do. And you got to watch out for that one. And then don't get in your own way. Don't start believing your own nonsense, as I like to say. Don't conflate your own ego. Always be humble to yourself, because you're the only one you're ever going to really know yourself. You're the only one who knows you. So I'd say those are my big 3.
What is your greatest failure story? What did you learn and how did you recover from it?
I think I gave up too early on a couple of things. I was on a couple of things that really, really worked. I had some content I was developing that went right through the roof, and then I had some content that was developing that was a failure, and I bailed on it. And then later it became really a profound thing. So I started some financial literacy programs in the United States with the unions, and those went great. And at the same time, I gave up on them too early. So don't give up too early was my biggest mistake. And I gave up on a project that could have been very, very lucrative to me.
How did you recover from that?
I learned my lesson. I banked some money. I banked it up. And then the next time it came up, I just stayed in the game. And I stayed in the game and it worked out real well.
What are the top 3 success secrets that others can model from?
Win. What's important now? Focus on the present. So what you're doing this moment is absolutely the most important thing you're going to do. You have to pay attention to that first. Second is always imagine what's going to happen. Always see the end result in mind with a positive outlook. So say, this is what is going to happen. And then last but not least, make sure that you've got all the bases covered. Have your plan C. Have the exit plan. If this doesn't work, what are you going to do? What's my next step? But those are my big 3 ones.
We are about to move in lightning round. That means a quick question and a quick answer. Are you ready?
Gotcha. Ready.
What are you grateful for today?
A remarkable family. My son just got his PhD. My daughter's getting her PhD, and my other daughter lives in Hawaii. What could I ask for?
How young are you?
I'm 65 years young.
Leon, you are not 65. You are 18 years old with 47 years experience.
I feel 18, Siddique, I tell you.
What you want to do when you grow up?
I think I want to be a growth hacker. This seems like a fun job. So I think I'm going to go talk to people on podcasts and help them succeed. I like that idea.
How do you overcome a challenge life throws at you?
I buckle down. I'm an old fighter. I wrestled. I did kickboxing, and I learned my lesson about getting beat up. So I just keep going. I just put my head down and keep going.
How do you start your day?
I get up in the morning, do a little stretch, and I almost always make my bed. And then I usually do a little quiet meditation, do a journal, and try to do a couple things of gratitude, a little bit of gratitude.
What is the advice you will give to younger yourself?
I would say, remember that all learning is important learning. I was always focused on school, and I was always trying to stay in the school round. I say, learn from everywhere and everything. And boy, I wish we'd had the internet when I was young. It would have been amazing. I would have been so much better and smarter.
Once you have a revenue-generating idea, how do you convince your significant other?
I ask instead of tell. I go, hey, what about this? Do you think this is a good idea? And I try to make them think it's their idea. That works a lot better for me. So I ask instead of tell.
What is the impactful business book you have read, and what did you learn from it?
It's this one, Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's an amazing idea of Kaizen, little tiny changes, making incremental 1% changes, microscopic changes day by day by day by day. And it's just that relentless pursuit of excellence. And I really believe in that.
Why being impactful is important to you?
Because we live in a strange world. We live in a world where 8 billion souls live, and we have to change their lives. And I think everyone has bandwidth. They have time and money and love and happiness, and we have to expand that in people. And that's our mission. Our mission is to make people's lives better. And I think that's probably the most important reason I'm on the earth, is to try to help other people.
Who is your living mentor, and what's the impact?
My living mentor recently passed, but his name is Frank Moran. He was a CPA in Michigan who started a big firm called Plant Moran. Frank was an unbelievable human being. He believed in possibility. So he always believed in the arts of possibility and the aspect that he could make anything happen. And when you were around him, you always believed it. And I just thought that huge impact, that infusion of positivity was the most important thing I had.
What do you want to be remembered for?
Helping other people. I want to be remembered as the guy who helped a lot of people. Everybody at my eulogy, they'll say, you know, he was a great guy and he was a good cook, and he also really helped us out.
Who is your ideal client?
I work really well with entrepreneurs, Siddique. I like people who are entrepreneurs like you or I, people who are trying to grow their businesses, who want to monetize their businesses, usually want to keep on going and do other things, but want to have some kind of preservation or protection of their assets for their families, who want to grow their family wealth as well. So I'm usually looking at business owners who are either in transition or selling their business or growing their businesses.
How can we support you?
I think we could make an issue where you seem remarkable at getting content out. I write for Forbes, so I'm a Forbes columnist. I do a lot of things on CNBC. I'm always trying to get the data out there. So being able to help other people get the data they need to make their lives better, probably my easiest way to do it.
So for that, go on square-financial.com. Is that right? This is the website?
Yep, sequoiafinancial.com. That's us.
Yeah, we are about to wrap up. I'd like to have you a few words about your today's guest experience on the show. Here's my question. What would you say about your today's guest experience on the show?
I think you made it so smooth and so easy that you didn't make it a time constraint. I believe in construal, and you construed my time so correctly that you made it extremely valuable. Everything we did was right to the point. It was all essence. It was essentialism, Siddique. You practiced essentialism. You gave us the most and the most important.
What would you say as a final word?
We all have bandwidth. Our bandwidth has time, money, happiness, and love. Let's try to maximize that. So remember, take the noise out of your bandwidth and have more signal.
Thank you so much, Leon, for sharing your wisdom with us today. On the behalf of Growth Hacking Seekers community and our entire team, we really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes.